Welcome back to Ramping Up Your English. Yes, our program is going to the dogs, but that may not be a bad thing. This is segment 3 of episode 37. Just a few miles from the TV studios in Ashland where we do this program lives a man from England who has written a book entitled Learning from Dogs. Let's see what we can learn about him and his book in this next video clip. Meet Paul Handover. He lives in Josephine County, Oregon with his wife Jean. Paul has written a book entitled Learning from Dogs. Here's how we got the idea.
Well, the idea was really put in my mind many years ago when I was still living in England, and I had cause to be speaking to a good friend who by background was a professional psychotherapist, and he mentioned that dogs are creatures of integrity. And this was when I had Pharaoh, my German Shepherd, that's him on the cover of the book, who is still with us but now a very old dog. And I thought, yes, they are creatures of integrity. And that struck me as such an important principle. Then much later on, when I was with Jean and surrounded by, up to 16 dogs at times and living with dogs, we have 9 dogs here, living with them on a day-to-day basis, I realized that there are many, many qualities. And a couple of years ago, I started thinking about those qualities: openness, trust, faithfulness, loyalty, playfulness, and more. That the qualities that we as humans really do need to learn and to have in our lives on a daily basis, because they deliver such beautiful rewards.
I asked Paul Handover about his experiences in writing the book.
In 2013, I wrote some draft words, and I repeated some more draft words in 2014, and brought it all together to publish the book last December. And that's it. I'm very pleased to say that the book has been out now for about 8 months.
In his book, Handover mentions that some of the qualities we can learn from dogs date back before written history. The qualities that wolves had, qualities that kept the pack together in harmony and helped them survive. Today's dogs, all descended from these wolves, extend these noble qualities to humans. Paul's dog Pharaoh provided his formative experience with dogs, and then he met Jean, who rescued abused dogs in Mexico. Now they live with a large family of rescued dogs. There's a lot more to his book than I could represent here. I asked Paul how people could get a copy of his book.
My website, learningfromdogs.com, it's possible to have the book, to order the book from the website, either for me to send it to you as a physical book, or to download it as an electronic book, whichever suits the potential customer. 50% of the net proceeds of the sale of the book, and the book is retailing for $15.95, and it cost me a little over $4.30 to print. The net difference is split 50-50 with the local Rogue Valley Humane Society. So there's a direct benefit going to a society that rescues dogs and finds homes for them in the neighborhood.
He just came into the house. He's never messed the house. He's never chewed anything.
Paul and his wife Jean suggest adopting a dog from a shelter.
Yes, Jean's the one who really stresses this. A lot of people seem to have the idea that when they're thinking of getting their first dog, that rescue dogs are somehow damaged dogs, and that it's much better to get a puppy. That's not the case. In fact, rescue dogs very, very often provide a better pet, in the sense that the rescue dog has often been through the stage where they're wetting the floor, or worse, they're through their puppy stage. They're very, very comfortable with humans, obviously, and in many, many cases they show their gratitude. And of the 9 dogs we have here, 7 are rescue dogs. And I mean, John, you've been looking around at the dogs. I mean, there's not a trace of any how can I call it? There's not a trace of any negative personality, negative behaviour. That's because they're rescues. Not the case at all. They're very wonderful, loving dogs. And in a way that's probably a little bit subjective, we think, Jean and I think strongly, that a rescue dog, when they are in a loving home, understands that and shows their gratitude. Terribly subjective, I'm the first to admit.
That's not to say that Paul's against getting a puppy.
This is Cleo, and when I first had Pharaoh, when I was in England, the trainer said to me, when Pharaoh gets old, do yourself a favour, get a puppy, because the puppy will keep the elder dog playful, and the elder dog will teach the puppy everything you've taught the elder dog. And in fact, of course, I didn't realise at the time that I'd end up in America. But it's absolutely true. Cleo has a whole range of understandings, and she's not had 5 seconds of training. And somehow it's just, she's inculcated all those commands.
For Paul and Jean, rescuing animals doesn't stop at dogs. Meet a rescue horse.
This is Ben. This is the horse that was abused so badly.
Looks like you've got him back to health, huh?
Oh yeah, he's a lovely animal. He's a lovely animal.
Paul and Jean rescued this horse from an abusive man who let his kids shoot it with a BB gun. Understandably, the horse retreats from men. Paul and Jean maintain that it's love that heals both dogs and horses.
Now, equally, the horses and the dogs, respond to a person coming at them with, love in their hearts and yes. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. This is a treat. After we first had him, there was no way I could have got that close to him. Absolutely no way.
So you've developed trust with him?
Yes.
So, the lesson Paul learned from dogs goes out to horses as well. The way they can go out into the world of people and change our world into one with greater integrity. At least that's the idea in Paul Handover's book, Learning from Dogs. Viewers can learn more about what we have to learn from dogs by visiting his website, learningfromdogs.com. The book Learning from Dogs is the topic of my other RVTV program, Adventures in Education. I'll include a link to that program on my website, letscreate.org. You'll also find a link to this and all episodes of Ramping Up Your English. This is episode 37. Previously, we discovered some words that rhyme with cat. Let's use the same method with the word dog. Now, dog has 3 distinct sounds. Og. Let's preserve the last 2, og, and change the beginning sound to find rhyming words. Now, we don't have to go far from the beginning of the alphabet. The letter B gives us bog, a wet area of land, and a verb for getting stuck in it. C gives us cog, a tooth in a gear. As with the vowels A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, E doesn't give us a rhyming word, but the consonant F does. It gives us fog, a low-lying cloud. Now, moving through the alphabet, we stop at H for hog, another word for pig, and another animal. Then J gives us jog, a movement between a walk and a run. Then there's log, that's left of a tree when the branches are removed. And from there, we run out of words unless we include beginning consonant blends like slog, an arduous walk through the mud. Now, English phonics go far beyond the scope of this program. I'm just giving a few starters to help when you're reading. For learning phonics, I recommend the website Starfall. Visit them at starfall.com. You can click on the letter and it will make it sound. I'll put a link of that on my website, letscreate.org. You'll find your homework there, which is to get a book about dogs and see how many words you can recognize and can pronounce. You should also find rhyming words with short A sounds and with the short O sound, as in dog or the word strong. Now, the O can be a little tricky in English, so look at our website for words with which to rhyme. After finding rhyming words, use a dictionary to see the meanings of the words you don't already know. And don't worry about mastering or remembering the meanings unless you find a word that's important to you. All our instruction today will also be found at that website, letscreate.org. You can also watch and even download today's episode, episode 37, on Ramping Up Your English at archive.org/details/roguetv. Click on Ramping Up Your English on the sidebar or my name, John Letts. Watch channels 15 or 115 on the Ashland Home Network or channel 182 on Charter Cable in Southern Oregon for Ramping Up Your English. We're on 8 o'clock on Mondays and 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays. Channels and show times may be different in other areas. I want to thank my energetic and talented crew, RVTV staff, and I want to thank you for watching. See you next time on Ramping Up Your English. I'm John Letts.
You've been watching Ramping Up Your English, a support program for intermediate level English language learners. Learn more. Visit our website at letscreate.org. You can also watch or download today's program at archive.org/details/roguetv. Join us next time on RVTV Voices for Ramping Up Your English.